Hi, Jimmy Vee, JV Coaching. Today I'm going to talk about the dreaded C word and how it impacts our stress levels and what we can do to overcome this easily. Stay with me. So as we progress harmoniously through the de-stress system, we're devoting appreciation to our feeling thoughts. We're expanding the breath in innovative ways, new creative ways. We're seeking connection with our inner being. We're transforming our belief systems. And now we're resolving all aspects of resistance. Resistance. What is resistance? Well, resistance is one of the big contributors to stress and anxiety. Why? Well, we've got this wonderful, I'm not very good at drawing, as you can see. I'm just sort of doing it this sort of shape. We've got this wonderful brain, and we've got this lovely prefrontal cortex. And this wonderful prefrontal cortex, it's very good for visualizing. It's good for seeing where we want to go, planning. It's good for imagining. It's good for creativity. Yeah? Okay? Imagination. Right. Then we've got somewhere down here, we've got this hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. It looks like a seahorse, funnily enough, and there's lots of myths and legends behind this wonderful part of our brain. But it's one of the biggest factors when it comes to managing our stress. Now, the hypothalamus does a grand job. It really does. We have all the external stuff coming in, external factors, the drip, 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 little stressors coming in all the time. We've all got them, haven't we? As I write little stressors, you can already conjure up in your own mind the things that are stressing you out right now. They don't have to be massive, but over time, when the drip, drip, drip of stressors bombards the prefrontal cortex begins to shut down. It doesn't like this negativity. And so it sends secretions of cortisol. And that, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, is the C word that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. All your stress, all your anxiety, it's all down to this horrible C word, cortisol. Next time somebody stresses you out, next time you get in the drip, drip, drip of somebody that's really starting to get you down, you know, you don't want to be in their company, rather than call them something nasty, just think to yourself, well, you're a flipping cortisol, you're a flipping cortisol. Because the cortisol, yeah, it's a stress hormone. And that's why if you engage in physical activities and running and going to the gym or boxing or martial arts or sitting down and painting, doing anything that floods you with a wonderful endorphin response, that will regulate your levels of cortisol. But the problem is, of course, when things get overbearing, when the stress gets so big that this hypothalamus is flooded, all it's doing is it's generating hormones into amino acids for your muscles and your bones so that you can either fight or fright or freeze. It's converting that into amino acids for the body, and then it's adding a sweetener. It's sending glucose. Glucose levels increase dramatically. Stress reaction, this flow of chemicals, it works its way through the hypothalamus to the amygdala. Now, the amygdala, it's one of those. It's one of the best friends you could possibly wish for because it's going to keep you safe when you run into real problems. But at the same time, it can be your worst enemy. Why? Because the amygdala is the direct response to our nervous system, our limbic system, where we feel all of those horrible stress responses. So here's how I can sum it up. Imagine, just imagine, only imagine now, you're sat in the most beautiful place you could possibly be sat. Just imagine, only imagine now, that you're the calmest you've been in a long time. And as you look around in this wonderful, beautiful place, you're immediately filled with all the wonderful feelings of being at peace, being at ease, being completely relaxed. Isn't that wonderful? Now, all that's happened there is I've massaged your prefrontal cortex. I haven't actually, you've done it yourself. I've just given you a few words. You've massaged your prefrontal cortex with all of this wonderful beauty. And I'm not now going to give you the opposite of that, because I don't want to flood your hypothalamus and your amygdala and your limbic system into a horrible state, an unpleasant state, a state that you don't want to be in. I'm not going to do that. But the next time that you feel yourself going into one of these stressful states, one of these states of anxiety, where it's overwhelming, and you start thinking all the negative thoughts, you can know that all it is, it's the hypothalamus saying to the amygdala, amygdala, have a bit of that. And then the amygdala, what it does, it's all about memories. The amygdala, it remembers things. It remembers those unpleasant times, and it brings it all back to you, and you feel it. You can taste it. You can smell it sometimes. You can hear it. And that's what the amygdala will do. And so by embarking on the de-stress system, when we resolve your deepest aspects of resistance, you're going to learn how to be au fait with it all. You're going to learn how to manage the stresses as they come in. You're going to learn how to be better with your hypothalamus and your amygdala responses, and you're going to have a much more satisfying experience in each and every moment. Hey, I'm Jimmy Vee, JV Coaching. De-stress yourself, y'all.